Hey budget gardeners, Vita Loca here. Join me today as we pre-sprout my Ranunculus Corms. So let's go. Have you ever grown Ranunculus? I've been growing it for a few years and I really enjoy the blossom on the Ranunculus flower. It looks almost like a rose and it comes in a lot of different colors. Ranunculus is considered a cool weather flower. It does best in the cool weather that's around 55 degrees Fahrenheit or so. And even though it is hardy in certain warmer zones, here in my zone 5B, I need to lift the corm every fall if I want to treat my ranunculus as a perennial and have it come back every year. But it's a pretty simple process for digging up the corms and storing them over the winter months. And I made a video last fall showing you the process for doing that. I've been storing the Ranunculus corms in my garage. My garage doesn't freeze during the winter months. It generally gets down as low as 40 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's a perfect place for me to store the corms. Now, if you buy the corms or if you already had corms in storage, the corms are very dry, they're shriveled, they are a dark brown color. They don't look anything like the beautiful flower. It's amazing actually that such a strange looking corm can produce such a pretty flower. But it is possible, and in this video I'm going to be showing you the process for waking up these corms. So the first step is optional, but I've found with my own experience that pre-soaking the corms helps jumpstart the corms just so that they get going and creating their roots a little bit faster. So I took the corms out of my garage and opened up the box and I put all the corms into a bowl. I had a lot of corms because I've been doing this process for a few years. What's nice is that the corms have multiplied over the last few years. And then the next thing that I did was take water that was room temperature and pour that all over all the corms that were in the bowl. And in my kitchen, I have 2 timers. And so I set one timer to 4 hours. That's the maximum amount of time that you want to let your corms soak in the water. You don't want the corms to soak more than 4 hours because there is a chance that the corms may rot. And then for my second timer, I set it to 60 minutes. And every 60 minutes, when the timer went off, I emptied out all the water out of my bowl and just put fresh water in the bowl. The whole reason for doing that is just basically it's one way to stir around the corms so that they're not stagnant. And it's just healthier for the corms. Whatever you need to do to just get extra oxygen in that bowl with those corms. Some people just like to take their finger and swirl it in the bowl and get some oxygen in that way. Some people like to put the bowl with the water under a faucet and just have the faucet trickling a little bit of water during that 4-hour window. And there are a lot of other different things that you can do. So you need to find what's best for you. And then there are some people that don't do anything. They just leave the corms in the bowl for 3 to 4 hours and they still have had success. So I have the corms that have been soaking for 4 hours here, and I probably should have used a bigger bowl, but this worked for me for today. But next year, I'm definitely going to need a bigger bowl because I want to make sure that the water is getting to all the different corms in here. But every hour when I dumped the water out, I did mix around all the corms just so the ones that were on the bottom moved to the top and the ones that were on the top moved to the bottom. So what we're going to do to get these going is I have a 10 by 20 tray. And when I say 10 by 20, that just means it's 10 inches this direction and 20 inches this direction. And you can use really anything for pre-sprouting your ranunculus corms. You want to make sure, though, that it has a solid bottom to it. And even if it had a couple of drainage holes in the bottom, that should be fine too. But it needs to be fairly solid for the most part. And the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to be adding potting mix to this. I've made a video in the past showing you how I make my own potting mix. I'll be sure to put a link to that down in the description below. You can buy your own potting mix. You just want to make sure that it's something that's well draining. The key is you want to make sure that the ranunculus that are in this tray will not rot. So when it comes to the potting mix, it needs to be not only well draining, but also you want to make sure that it has some moisture in it, but not too much moisture, because too much moisture will also rot the corms. Now, it is actually fairly easy to grow ranunculus. I know a lot of people have struggled and had a hard time with it, but even if you've had a hard time growing ranunculus, try it again, because each year you learn. That's how I feel about a lot of gardening. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add about 1 inch of potting mix to this tray. This potting mix is already pre-moistened. What I did was, after I made my own potting mix, I then added boiling hot water to it, and I sealed off the container that the potting mix was in with the boiling hot water, and I let it just cool down. And the whole reason I like to add the hot water to my potting mix is I'm trying to kill off any potential fungus gnat eggs that may be in the peat moss. It does happen. It can happen in peat moss. It can happen in seed starting mix. So I prefer to uh, try to kill off the fungus gnats with the boiling water, but you don't have to do that. That's optional. I'm just adding a very small 1 inch layer of this potting mix to this tray. And the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take each of our Ranunculus Corms and we're going to go ahead and start placing them. And they are nice and plump now. They are a nice brown color, light brown. And they didn't look like that when I put them in here. They definitely looked very different than what they look like right now. And you want to make sure that you're placing them so that their feet or their legs are pointing downwards. And I'm not too worried about the spacing of my corms because this is just a temporary place for these corms. And in the fall, when I dug these up, I did divide many of them at the time. So if you do overwinter your corms, let's say this coming fall, you can divide them. I have a video, I'll post it in the description below, that shows you my process for digging up the corms in the fall and then also for dividing them. But you don't have to divide them. If you want a bigger plant, then you would probably not divide them every year. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the rest of these placed into this tray. And that tray is all done. So the next step is to cover these all up. And I'm just going to add the lightest layer of potting mix to the top because the ranunculus do need darkness for this period of time for them to pre-sprout. And I'm just lightly pressing down. And that's it. It's pretty simple. So now at this point, what I'm going to do is take this tray and I'm going to bring it down to my basement. I have a place where it stays cool. And even though my basement itself is heated, there's one section of my basement that is separated from the heated section. And it definitely does stay cooler in there. That's where in the past I've kept my amaryllis dormant. And so it does stay cooler in this one back section of my basement. And that's where I'm going to put these. And they're going to stay down there for about 10 days. And the key is just to keep these in a dark, cool, dry place that's about 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit and keep them down there for about 10 days. And then after 10 days, I will be bringing these back upstairs and I'll make another video showing you, I guess we'll call that part 2, showing you the process for potting these up. And I'll show you what they look like, the roots that they're forming, and any other growth that the corms are producing. And my intent is after I pot them up, I'm going to be keeping them indoors under my grow lights that are behind me because it's still too cold for them to go outside. And I don't have any sort of special greenhouse or a hoop house that I can put these in. A lot of people recommend that typically, especially in these cooler areas that we live in. But what I did last year was I just kept them indoors up until I was ready to put them on my little rolling cart that I have outside. And it's a cart that basically rolls out during the day, and then I bring it back into the garage every night. And I like to put plants like my ranunculus on there. And it's a perfect way to harden the plants off, give them the sun that they need, but also ensure that they don't get too cold and die. And last year, I planted my ranunculus in my raised beds, and I'm not sure this year what I'm going to do. I'm thinking I might want to put some of these like in pots on my porches. So you'll have to stay tuned for that. But I highly encourage you to try ranunculus if you never have. The ones that I grew last year were red and white, and pink and orange, and they were really pretty. And it's just amazing how quickly the bulbs or the corms multiply. So definitely give it a try and let me know if you have grown ranunculus and if you've had luck with it or not, and if you're planning to grow any this year. And until the next video, make it a great day with gardening.